Welcome to a new episode of the cut content of Counter-Strike. It's been a long time since the last episode, so it is high time for a new one, and I'm in the mood for some fun. Therefore, let's have a look at a goofy idea that had people discussing if Counter-Strike's gameplay formula would be totally destroyed by it. Counter-Strike's removed anti-personnel mines. Counter-Strike's past saw many proposals for explosive weapons, many of which we already covered, such as the rocket launcher, grenade launchers, and several different kinds of hand grenades. For that matter, let's not even start to talk about the Asian Counter-Strike spin-offs, because they are filled to the brim with really wacky ideas. For Counter-Strike's anti-personnel / landmines, we need to go back to the early 2000s, when Valve thought to expand on their Counter-Strike success with an expansion pack. These plans resulted, as most of you will know, in Counter-Strike Condition Zero, a game which troubled development saw many developers at the helm of the ship. The first in line was Rogue Entertainment, and during their short time steering the vessel, they came in hot with new ideas. Amongst them, a plantable landmine for the terrorists, called the Bouncing Betty. There's no concept art available to us, let alone an actual model. However, since the so-called Bouncing Betty is a historical reference, we can guess. It could have looked a bit like this. Bouncing Betty is a nickname for the World War II era German S-mine. The name was given to it by Allied troops, referring to the fact that the mine was propelled into the air before exploding, nastily increasing the explosive effect. Even though the mine referred to a historical device, the in-game representation's functionality would have been rather different. In a Computer Gaming World article from 2001, the mine is described as follows. Bouncing Betty. Landmines. Terrorist exclusive. The telltale click lets you know when you have stepped on one of these. Take another step and you are red mist. Wait until a buddy with a universal tool shows up and you'll both go home safe. So, if a player was to step on it but not step off it, he would be fine, but unable to move, otherwise he would detonate the mine, making this Bouncing Betty a really silly addition to Counter-Strike. While Counter-Strike is not the most fast-paced FPS out there, and even not back then, the Bouncing Betty would still have slowed down the gameplay significantly, and the possibility to defuse the mine, releasing the person who stepped onto it from his explosive prison, is interesting but may prove to be a bit too elaborate for a short 5v5 multiplayer match. By the way, the mentioned multi-tool was to have been an upgraded version of the defuse kit, enabling the player to not only defuse bombs and mines, but also suicide vests, and maybe some other thing we don't know. By the way, the suicide vest was already covered by us in an earlier episode of the cut content of Counter-Strike. The fate of the landmines had been sealed when Gearbox Software took over the development. They removed the multi-tool as well as the mines, but later when the developer changed yet again to Ritual Entertainment, they reintroduced landmines, although in a different capacity. It is unlikely that they intended to use them in multiplayer, but they were prominently featured in various single-player campaigns, even if their appearance there is merely a trigger hurt paired with a model, and is no specialized mine entity. These new mines are clearly marked with a red glow on top, unrealistic, but it does give the player a little hint in case he misses the exploding CT in front of him. By the way, silly trivia, they deal 666 damage. These mines are truly a number of the beast. Even though the landmines were relegated to being simply a little model and no entity, Ritual Entertainment actually introduced a specialized mine entity to Counter-Strike Condition Zero deleted scenes. A tripwire mine, but these were no new inventions like the landmines from Rogue Entertainment, just simple reskins of Half-Life's laser mine. Then it went quiet around the topic of mines and Counter-Strike for almost 20 years. With the introduction of the Danger Zone mode to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, we got the Bump Mine, but I guess that one doesn't really count, it's not really a landmine. Although it would have been a silly landmine, I guess. Being flung into the air 20 meters and not, well, just falling down would also be a terrible fate. Similar in outcome to exploding, I guess. A fall from 20 meters height is also pretty deadly. But who knows what the future will hold for Counter-Strike. I am certain that we will never see the mines in regular multiplayer, competitive or even casual. But Danger Zone may be a place for them. So what do you think? Should a form of a mine or explosive trap be implemented into Danger Zone? And what do you think of the original plans from Rogue Entertainment back in 2001? Share your opinions in the comment section down below. At this point, a special thanks to all supporters on Patreon who got to see this video first. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing for free and check out the rest of our videos. And right next to the Patreon link, you will find the link to our Twitter and Discord server. So, see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.